So you guys probably know Rex, the major pain in the ass robot toy that is still a pain in the ass to this day because just today it decided to stop working from the relay again. So every time it makes it's supposed to be firing, it just stays lit out of nowhere. Well, what is let's just say, well, what's even worse, just to suffer, because I like suffering. What is the worse than this? Well, probably today's purchase may be the answer to that. Yes, the original Rex. Not the Gold Lock Rex, but the original Rex. And oh boy, this was a pain in the ass. I was over at Kevin's. I took apart this piece of shit in his place. Of course, not this is one I bought here, but I took his apart, and fuck, that thing was just a pain in the butt. Everything on it was just plain cancer. Oh my god, it's just terrible. The quantity of wires it has is uncountable. It's just a monstrosity. Wherever you see it from, oh shit, wherever you see it from, it's a monstrosity. And just today, I decided I had to go, through the whole fucking pain to finally find out how are those damn lights connected. So what all happened? Well, at first there was this one guy that had this one robot listed on Marketplace, and I was like, I asked the guy if he could actually ship it or list it in Mercado Libre. He was like, no, and I thought he was a dick. But then what ended up happening is I actually I actually realized that there was something wrong with the location Facebook gave me at first, and they gave me another location. And the guy was actually really close by my school, so I was like, yeah, maybe, I can ask him, because of course it was around, I don't know, 2 p.m., and I asked the guy if he could actually go to the gas station that's in front of my school at 7 p.m. when I would go out of school. And long behold, he actually did, and he brought it and everything. He turned out to be a really nice guy. Actually, he did care about this robot, and he said that a bunch of resellers wanted to, how's this shit called? They wanted to buy it off from him, but just to resell. And I was like, yeah, I know that people. I know that kind of people. They are just fuckers. But anyways, this Rex will need massive work, and I'm not saying just work. It needs massive work. The cleaning is just the least. This arm is fine. Yes, thankfully the fingers are there. Nothing out of the ordinary. That's good. But this is where it gets bad. The machine gun does not have the handle, and you can see the wires popping up from the bottom. It's like it's getting halfway open. The hand that holds the gun does not even have the three fingers that pose together. It only has this one that's hot glued in place. By the other side, it has many missing stickers, and the battery cover for the back is missing. These two battery covers are thankfully there, but they have a broken peg, so I'm gonna have to repair all of that shit. And of course, there's a bunch of lights that don't work. The scope light doesn't work, the backpack light doesn't work, and when this robot switches, because that's the one thing that has always, that has always amazed me, and at the same time pissed me off about this one. And it's, how do both circuits vinculate to make the thing change from light sets whenever the robot is, walking or shooting? Because this one, they just made it simple. They just took all they took the blinker out, and they just put it all to the speaker. So all three lights, it originally is meant to be two. That's the thing. It's supposed to be only these two, but as I've said before, I've added the one in the back because it was just a waste for it not to have it. As you guys know, of course, right before I even go back to this one, this is the newer version. This is the mid-90s version that does not have a backpack, that does not have electronics. It doesn't even have buttons. It doesn't even have glasses in the face. And there's only one light in the arm, one light in the chest, and one light in the back, which was the one thing I added. It's not a big deal, and it all runs only by the leg batteries. On this one, however, this is a whole different level. And this is why I'm saying it's a fucking mess to take one of these apart. And I may just go ahead and whenever I start with this, because I'm not going to start with it today. First of all, I have to finish with Robot Sergeant, and I'm actually receiving a pretty important animatronic in the mail, so I don't know what's gonna come first. If this gets to be taken apart before this animatronic arrives, then well, fuck. But anyways, um, it uses 3 AA batteries for everything related to the sound. Let's keep in mind, this is one that has 2 boards. This one only has one, which is the one for the fire and the walking. This one has two, because it has 5 buttons that make those electronic sounds. This one, this one, and it tends to glitch out as well, by the way. And of course, the main sound. Sometimes it's kind of weird to explain how this damn thing works, because just before I shot this video, this is the only button that's supposed to make it play the machine gun sound. This one was actually playing that. It glitched out and then it started playing this one's. But yeah, you get the point. It's basically 2 boards. One board for the electronic sounds, which in fact has all 8 electronic sounds, as far as I do remember from Kevin's, because Kevin's... Basically, it's as I said, I took Kevin's apart to see how it was made and see if I could do something for the lights. We could hardly do anything, so with this one, we do have the official wiring, because I'm gonna take notes. I mean, check this out, I'm already getting ready for that. Piece by piece, bit by bit, I'm gonna see where each individual wire goes and try to understand the fucking circuit that this thing has, so I no longer have issues, because I'm actually receiving one from Kevin. Kevin bought a second Rex that, it turned out to be some kind of secret surprise present, and I was like, oh my god, he's given to me, oh my god. I was really happy because of the fact, he actually... It was a secret, and he bought it thinking it was for me all the time. I was like, thanks so much. So basically, if I ever have issues with the 3D printing thing and everything, the other one does have both finger sets, has both battery covers, and has the back cover, so I could probably just take some notes from there. And but then again, we'll see what I can do. As I've said before, this robot came from the first owner, believe it or not. And the guy was really nice. He did care about the robot, unlike other people. He did actually care, and this is why he did not want to sell it to any ordinary person. So I told him, like, at first gave him some info, and he told me, you collect them, and I'm like, yeah, I collect them, I restore them, and he's like, oh, that's so nice. So I started explaining in, the whole history about that I went over to Kevin's to repair his. His was just fucking bad. It's just shit. I mean, it looks beautiful from the outside, but it's a piece of shit from the inside. Just because of the wires and the chip and everything, and I asked him, and I told him and everything. I even showed him the stand that I made for this specific Rex, which I did not show it. I forgot. I made this stand out of 5, I think it is 1, 2, 3, 4, yeah, 5 pieces in the 3D printer, and this is basically a stand that stands like this, and all you do is just slide it. It's basically like a Mars. You slide it across the crotch of the robot. Yeah, and this is just for Rex. This is just for Rexes. I did it originally for this one because I wanted to, like... There's sometimes it self-fixes it, it fixes by itself, and all you gotta do is just let it run for a while, but it's not the case right now. The case right now is just, it no longer does the fire sound, so I'll have to go back into it. But as I've said before, this keeps it away from the floor, and there's not really that much of a rubbing against here, so nothing gets dispainted. And it's a proper display, pretty much, where you can just turn it on and have it walking, just like that. But as I've said before, this thing's gonna need massive work, cleaning parts and gear changing, which that's one thing I'm afraid of doing. due to the fact, as I've said before, Rexes are a pain in the ass to take apart from the gearbox. Acknowledging that I will have to get rid of these rivets and replace them by something else, just like I've done on this one. And it's just it's a plain butthurt. That's why whenever somebody says Rex is really cool, I never tell him yeah, it would be nice if you were to have one, because that, to me, in all honesty, that's like I hope he dies slowly and painfully, because that's just how fucking bad Rex is. It's not a standard, no, it's a wire mess. Everything here, the main board, the backboard, the wires, there's like 3 wires or 4 wires going, pretty sure it's only 3, going to each side here. There's at least 6 or 7 wires. There's 6 wires going into this damn gun. There's 4 wires going into the head. So many components, so many things you gotta solder on, and after that it's just the fact that it never has a proper way of taking it apart due to this shoulder armor it has. So I'm gonna have to be careful on it and take notes just in case I screw something up, like I cut a wire off or something, which I'm pretty sure I'll have to do. But anyways, I guess I'll go ahead and show you what it does. As I've said before, electronical issues, the speaker is actually really, really, really bad. You guys see how it actually like vibrates a lot. I'll have to change that speaker probably. And of course, here's how the thing works. Alright. So you guys probably saw how it changed from eyes, chest, and tip of the gun to the tip of the head. That's basically the whole thing that has confused me for a year or 2 right now. So I guess I'll have to see what's up with it. Oh, another thing I know is that maybe the light here does not work, or it's burned out or something. It just doesn't work. Maybe it's a wire off. I don't know. There should be a light here. There is a light here, actually. It doesn't seem to work either. And those are the ones that are meant to go with the walking. The scope, the tip of the head, and the back. And once it changes to the firing thing, this lights up. The eyes and the gun light up. So yeah, this is basically what it does, so have fun. No light on the back, nor the scope. But once it changes, the lights are there, but they are really dim. They are really dim. Now, one thing I'll go ahead and show just for the hell of it, just to show how cleverly made this one is, besides the fact it's a death trap from the inside, it's that they've actually reused a bunch of pieces. By example, these Rexes are also supposed to have the sword, but chromed. Meaning that if you were to do this, Rex can hold a sword, because it's supposed to be from it. Also, the fact that most of these parts, on these they just filled them up. They just made a single mold of the sides and of the head, so it doesn't have any sort of light. But the glasses themselves, and let's just say this is literally not really, they are not that distant. I'm pretty sure it was made around less than 5 years after this one. Because this one was from 1992 apparently, unless I'm wrong, because I'm pretty sure these are not from the 80s. People say they are from the 80s, but I doubt they are from the 80s. I'm pretty sure it must be from around 1991 or 1992, realizing that that's when the whole digitalization of robots just came out, and it was a great thing. But as I've said before, they reused a bunch of pieces from them, and they've also reused the glasses. Like, by example, the main glass, you guys see this glass, this is the glass of the machine gun, the thing, the whole, like, sort of, I don't know what this is, it's like some kind of missile type glass. And then here's the tip. Well, they've reused that on this one. They've reused the whole same thing, yeah? And the little bent part is actually being covered by the shoulder, but it is there. It's the whole same piece. Same, of course, with the chest. It's the exact same thing. Everything, basically everything except a few things are the exact same part. Like the arms are not the same. Of course, in this one they are a solid piece. They simplified it by a lot. Instead of being the classic, you know, the classic. It's a pretty good. It's a pretty good. How's it called? The it's a pretty good posers. Yeah, which probably would have led to less broken fingers. Even though I would have liked to see one of these with a movable hand, to be honest. But as I've said before, this is the mid 90s version, which is by Goldlock. Damn it, if this piece of shit could actually focus. It's hard to do with one hand. There's, you see there, that's Goldlock, the little elephant, and then you have Toys World. You know, it's exactly that, Toys World, TW 2001. So yeah, as I've said before, I really hope that this robot actually, you know, gets to work again, because the guy actually was curious to know how it would turn out when I would fix it, because the guy does like it. The guy did like it and everything, and he waited for the right buyer, because he was actually getting pressure from another sellers. He was actually getting pressure because they were forcing him to sell it, like they were just pretty much stalking him for this thing just to resell it, and that is just plain ridiculous. I seriously just despise when they do that. Because I've said before, I've had that experience before where they resell something for like double the price, and that is really just shit, because it goes from totally worth it to totally not worth it in just one fucking buyer. So I've said I'm glad that this one is right now with me. This is, I believe, the very first generation. I'm not sure though, just because of the stickers that are actually slightly different from any other standard Rex. Because there is a Rex, actually the Rex that Kevin is giving me does have the stickers just like this one, you know. But this one just doesn't seem to. It just doesn't. I don't even know what stickers it had, but it doesn't seem to have the classic, you know, the classic explosion and the green with yellow and red and black things. Then again, the guy told me that the stickers would just come off really easily on it. That's why he doesn't have most of them, because should have a sticker here, should have a sticker here, should have a sticker, I'm pretty sure around some other place of the arm there. I think there was supposed to be a sticker somewhere. There's supposed to be a sticker, of course, in the front, in the shoulders. The ones in the sides are there. I'm actually going to either have to peel them off or just cut them in half to open it up. The ones from the feet are also missing. You know, there's a bunch, but the guy actually told me he's had it since it was brand new, so it just came from a first owner. It survived, apparently, many house changes, and here it is to end up in Zara Peter's collection. I'm pretty happy to own it. Anyways, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching, and I'll give you all more updates as soon as this thing is getting worked on, which won't be anytime soon. Maybe tomorrow, maybe in a couple days. It all depends on when I'm done with Sargent, and if this animatronic, which by the way, it's just a Teddy Ruxpin, but it's really hard to find a Teddy Ruxpin in Argentina, and I've been wanting one for like 8 years already, so you get the point. It's just super special to me. Anyways, guys, I hope you all enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching, and Rex is gonna tell you one thing. It's a pretty good.